Good afternoon to viewers. Is the Colonel speaking to you? No! We're still at the Manor, home of the Squire, and this time we're trying his Hacker Gondolier. Wonderful, wonderful tabletop, well, it's not a gramophone, is it, viewers? I don't know what it is. I haven't got the technology here, viewers. The Squire will introduce an Acetate record of his. I think this may be some sort of joke, but we're not quite sure, so we will let you decide. Here we go.
Well, what it basically is, it's a 12-inch acetate disc made at 78. I've got no idea who these people are, whether this is genuine or not. I've got a feeling it's a spoof thing. It sounds it's in the time of cricketers like Miller and Linwell and Larwood and people like that, with commentators like Jim Swanton and John Arlott. But I don't think it's genuine.
Oh.
But I'd be very interested if anybody watching this has got any ideas about it.
Yes, so if you're watching this, let me know.
Well, now we greet live program listeners with the news that Australia declared this morning with their total at 590 for 4, and in reply, England are 31 for 1. Highlights of the Australian innings with bowling at Bedser, magnificent. I expect my colleagues feel the same.
Yeah.
Now Kenyon was bowled first ball, and Hutton is the helm. Grand old work by Len Hutton, 14 on. Now Simpson's in. He's out. Lynn was bowled here. Tell us what you think of that, Bernard Kerr.
Well, Jim, he missed it, Jim. Completely missed it. It was Linville's strike ball. Certainly beat him, Jim.
Thank you for that effort of over England. And now the new young coach from Yorkshire, Jeremy Blake, is going in. Must be a most nervous moment for this lad of 15. Hutton is saying a few words to him. Meanwhile, tell us, Arthur, what do you call Bedson's performance this match?
Well, Jim, I remember in Tasmania when Bedser took 7 for 22 in a half-day match for the MCC, and even that I don't consider can possibly rival this morning's effort. He was a Trojan hero. Figures don't do him justice. He got 2 for 113, but until he bowled those wides before lunch, he was superb. It reminded me of the great day when Miley took 10 wickets from the Brisbane Test of 1927. That was a great day, and I will remember many of the spectators were weeping with joy on that occasion.
Well, thank you for those opinions, Arthur Gilligan, during which 4 more wickets have fallen. Hutton was caught the wicket of Miller. There seems to be some spot of trouble just in front of us. The crowd's got in the grass in front of the pavilion. We'll have to wait while the police drive them back. There's a bit of a scuffle going on. I can't remember this going on before. Order seems to have been restored now. By the way, if those live program listeners are interested in listening to the game, Umpire Chester, in dismissing Graveney, gave his 1,000th LBW decision. Well, for the next part of the commentary, I'll hand you over to John Arlott. And the score, 41 for 5. 5 wickets down for 41 runs. 549 behind on the first innings. And Alec Bedser, not a great bat, as Alec himself would be the first to admit. A mighty hulk of a man, moving slowly to the wicket, rather like the heavy roller on the third day. And Linville bowls to him. He plays it back to the bowler. Well, he certainly played with far more confidence than many of the earlier batsmen. He resumes his stance. It might well be Eric Bedser. Arthur Wrigley, in fact, tells us that it was. Well, end of the over. Grand sporting crowd here. They certainly do love their cricket. Now with the score at 42, England 42 for 6 wickets. 6 wickets down for 42 runs. I'll hand you back to Jim Swanton. Well, it's been rather an unfortunate incident here. Dennis Compton has been struck by Linville in the face, and he's coming off, trying to hit a short riding ball somewhere between first slip and mid-wicket. Well, the players are all coming off now. It's the end of play for the day. Well, I think whichever side definitely gets the most runs, it's a pretty good chance in this match. And we're indeed fortunate to have the old Cambridge Middlesex player, Ian Wallace, here to give us some of his ideas of the day's play. Over to you, Ian Wallace.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. excuse my language. You know, I'm afraid the vaccine has been pretty bad. Still, that's been a sign of the time, sign of the times.
Right, we'll continue on to the other side. I'm still not decided on this one.
I think actually that may be side 2 and this
Oh.
is side 1. I've got a feeling they're not marked, you see, so
Ah.
it's a job to know. But I think this is side...
We're not making this up, viewers.
No, we're not. It's all very much ad hoc, yes. Right, so
More
here's
like
what I
Ted Hoc.
think is side 1.
Yeah.
I quite agree.
Well, I remember once it was what happened, John.
Now here, a very bleak and wet greeting from Old Trafford. We greet Light Programme and general overseas listeners with Australia at 253 for 3. Bedster is bowling Hassett. Hassett and Morris put on 185 for Australia before Morris was run out when he got 80. Then came disaster for Australia when Neil Harvey failed to appear from the pavilion. After 3 minutes, Len Hutton appealed under Law 36. The same thing happened to Miller. It appears that these two foremost Australian batsmen were watching television, unaware of Morris's dismissal. Most unfortunate for Australia. And Doug Ring hastily appeared without his pads. But he's still there, 54 not out, with Hassett at 113. Now Warner bells his first ball. Hassett hooks it. It's going to be 6, I think so. Jingo! Landed right in the box. Go to the head. I recover ourselves. Arthur Wrigley informs me that it's the closest shave in 30 years of scoring first-class matches. Well now, I've got a pretty shrewd idea that with the weather like it is, Australian policy will be for their batsmen to hit out or get out. What do you think, Arthur?
Well, I think...
Yes, I was right. The players are hurrying in. Hassett is declared at 285. Oh, some sort of trouble on the pitch. The head groundsman's nearly been knocked over by the heavy roller. Very nearly rolled in. You know, the crowd do appreciate a spot of light relief on occasions like this. Well, now for a few words about the Australian knock from John Arlott. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Jim. Well, the Australian innings seemed to me to be one in the eye for all those people who say they can't bat on a wet wicket. I noticed a lot of wides bowled to Hassett, and it's just struck me that this diminutive batsman probably can't reach a ball which, say, Arthur Morris could easily hit. Anyway, here come the Australian team, led by Lindsay Hassett. You can hardly see the little man, so much is he hidden by a sea of flannels and sweaters. And now come the English batsmen, and I'll hand you back to Bernard Kerr for the Australian point of view. Well, thank you, John. Well, first I'll have to tell Swahili listeners that on poliding Hayawari Japahorish Takema Lightus Mera Haya Hassett, come to a higher Aladura Divorce Batingo Bailey. Abtracta Kato Gehema Marmalade at Seb Studio. Well, Lindwall is about to bowl round the wicket. By that his right arm is plumb in line with a large glistening mobile canteen, and I expect the batsman will experience great difficulty in seeing the ball. Lindwall bowls. My word, that lifted Len Hutton never saw it. Now Lindwall walks back. Lindwall comes forward and bowls again. It's his slower ball. Hutton shapes to play forward to it, but he's changed his mind. A half cock stroke, the ball moves in a little. Hits the inside edge of his bat. Now it's bowled him. Hutton bowled Lindwall for no runs. Well, Arthur, what did you think of that?
Well, Bernard, that was an amazing ball. Lindwall certainly isn't to spend force. And he's got Sydney Barnes in that very hostile position of silly mid on. I beg your pardon. Arthur Wrigley tells me that it's Davidson. Of course, listeners will remember that Barnes wasn't picked for this Australian, so I must be getting a bit
No FR Brown is coming out to bat, and everyone hopes he'll stay till tea. The crowd are giving him a rather hostile reception. Still, I suppose this Lancashire crowd take rather a dim view that the chairman and the selectors should not have chosen Oaken and Washbrook for the England 11. Oh dear, a very unhappy incident, and one which will disturb the heart of every cricket-loving Englishman. And the crowd have started to throw stones and bottles, and Freddie Brown is returning hurriedly to the pavilion with 2 policemen. Young Peter May's coming out. No, he's not. They're all going back to the pavilion. Tell me, W. Wallace, what do you think of prospects of further play today?
Well, quite honestly, Jim, I don't think anybody will notice whether the game goes on or not. If they're looking to bowl short and drop catches, the England side might just as well stop play.
Well, that looks like it.
Well, has anybody got any ideas over that?
Yes, we're not sure.
No, indeed. And
Well,
I can't give any detail because all it is a
plain acetate, isn't it?
double-sided 12-inch acetate.
Yeah.
I must mark the sides so they get it right
Yes,
next time.
absolutely. Well, thank you, viewers. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any thoughts. Thank you and goodbye.